Do you understand how your property taxes are calculated? If you don't, then listen up, because I'm about to teach you exactly how to calculate your property taxes and make sure you save thousands of dollars every year. Hi, I'm Tracy Lockenauer, licensed realtor with HomeSmart Pros in Bloomington, Illinois. And this is another episode of Anything But Normal, where we tell you anything and everything about Bloomington, Normal, Illinois. You may have noticed that properties in McLean County have shot up in property value in the last year. Some properties have been selling for up to 34% more than just 1 year ago.
Holy cow.
If you're selling your home, that's great news. But if you're not, you absolutely need to understand how property taxes work. Otherwise, you might be in for a shock when that assessment shows up on your door pretty soon here in May. Did you know that for every $50,000 that your property increases in value, you're going to pay an extra $1,400 in property taxes annually?
Are you serious?
Because many homes have been selling for up to 34% higher than 1 year ago, this means that your property taxes should be going up. It also means that at a 34% increase, a home that was selling for $150,000 is now selling for over $200,000.
Prices are so high.
As a realtor, I hear people all the time telling me, we want to buy a house for $300,000, but I only want to buy a home that has property taxes of $5,000. When I hear that, I know they don't understand how property taxes work, because a property tax on a home for $300,000 will always be at least $7,500. I know that because I know the formula for figuring the property taxes on every house in McLean County.
Math, 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 math.
Many people believe that property taxes are assigned by an assessor who just gives you a property value based on how your home looks, or if it has an attached or detached garage, or possibly even a pool. They often think this because sometimes when they're looking for homes, they see two houses both listed for $200,000. But one has property taxes in the same neighborhood for $5,156, yet the other has property taxes for $8,500. What's the difference? If you don't understand how property taxes are calculated, then you might wrongly assume that you should buy the house with the lower property taxes, right? Wrong.
That is incorrect.
There are many things that play into what property taxes are. Today, I'm going to teach you what your property taxes should be and how to figure that number exactly. I'm also going to tell you what you should do if you get your assessment very soon in May and your property assessed value is wrong or too high for your home. So let's get started. Did you know that Illinois has the second highest property taxes in the entire United States, second only to New Jersey?
You raised my property taxes, Jim.
Property taxes are used in the state of Illinois to pay for schools, teacher pensions, police and firefighter pensions, county municipalities, and to fund our roads. These are all good things and necessary, but you should only be paying your fair share, not paying too high of a rate because someone made a mistake. As realtors, we unfortunately see so many homeowners whose property taxes have gotten out of hand because they simply didn't know that they needed to pay close attention to that number. Did you know that your property taxes are not automatic and that you have the right to appeal them when you receive them? However, if you have not appealed your property taxes in the first 30 days from the time you receive your assessment, they will be stuck with your home until you sell it. Property taxes follow a formula, but it is very important as a homeowner that you're aware of that formula and that you are watching it continually. So how do we know what your property taxes should be? Property taxes begin with the assessed value of your home. The assessed value is either the fair market value, what it will sell for in today's market, or what you purchased the home for, whichever happened most recently. The assessed value of a person's home is always 1/3 the purchase price or the current fair market value. For example, if your home was $100,000 when you purchased it, then the assessed value is 1/3 of that, so $33,333. The property tax formula is calculated as follows. The fair market value, or FMV, divided by 3 minus any exemptions multiplied by the tax rate for the property equals the annual tax owed on the property.
It's all very clear to me now, Mr. Krabs.
So let's see how this formula plays out with a home with a fair market value of $100,000. We're going to assume you have 0 exemptions because you've purchased this home as a rental. So you are not going to get the homeowner occupant exemption of $6,000. This amount for exemption will be 0. A $100,000 purchase price divided by 3 gives us an assessed value of $33,333 minus 0 exemptions. Then we're going to multiply that times the tax rate that is assigned to your home. You can always find this tax rate by going to McLean County's property search website. I will link that as well below so that you can see and pull up your own property taxes and see what your tax rate actually is. The tax rate for Bloomington ranges anywhere from 8.2 to 8.79. If we take our example of $33,333 minus 0 exemptions and we multiply that times an 8.5% on an average tax rate, that gives us taxes of $2,833. Now, you understand the taxes for your first year living in the home because it's based on what you purchased the home for. However, the following year, the tax assessor sends you a brand new assessment in May. And when you get that tax assessment, you receive a new assessed value of $45,000. If you take that new assessed value and you multiply it times 3, you're going to see that your assessed value for your home is $135,000, which means your home increased in value by $35,000 in just one short year. Now, is that correct or is it not? That's the question. As homeowners, we receive brand new assessed values every single year in May, and that amount should be slight or just moderate. If it's extreme, you definitely need to look at your assessment and figure out why they're saying your property increased so much. Many times, the county has assessed a value and has seen one home that has sold somewhere near yours with a much higher value. And in that case, they may have just assigned you a value, and it's something that you can actually appeal. Now, what is an exemption? I haven't covered that yet. An exemption is a tax break. There is a page, and I will link it below, to this video so that you can refer to it and know exactly what exemptions you are owed for your property. In relation to exemptions, one of those is a homeowner occupied exemption, which is equal to about $6,000 off of your assessed value. Another exemption is a senior tax exemption if a person is equal to 65 years or older and has an income less than a set amount. In addition, they can also request senior tax-free. That allows their taxes to be frozen so they're not continually rising for a person who is on a fixed income. These exemptions will show on your annual assessment worksheet. And as a homeowner, you should pay close attention to these exemptions. Sometimes, by mistake, the exemptions drop off of your property taxes, and then you will see that property taxes have increased greatly. Not noticing that your exemptions have dropped off of your assessed value can cost you thousands of dollars. Be sure to pay close attention every time you get that assessment worksheet. I sold a home 2 years ago to a gentleman who had lived in his home for over 30 years. His home was worth, at the time that I met him, only $150,000. However, the county had him listed as a property assessed value of $450,000, and he had been paying the property taxes every year to that point. These sellers were in their 70s, and his wife had just passed away, so he could no longer afford the payment. That's when he called me and asked to sell his home. When I see something like that, it breaks my heart. His property taxes had risen to that amount just because he didn't know to pay close attention to that number and to appeal it if it ever got out of line. In addition, they had never filed for a senior tax exemption or a tax freeze, and so their taxes had gone up and up and up. It was out of control. As your realtor, I'm always happy to look at your assessment value and to give you an idea of what I believe your property is actually worth. I can print out a nice report that tells you and shows you 3 comps within your area that have recently sold. Now, if your property tax assessment is correct, that's one thing. But if it's wrong, then you need to appeal it. So if your assessment value is wrong, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My number is listed here above. My team and I are always happy to look at your home, to look at your comps in your area, and give you a proper assessed value that you can use to appeal your taxes. If you've learned something in this video, would you give me a like below and subscribe to our channel so that we can actually bring you more content and more information regarding anything and everything that you would ever want to know about living your best life in Bloomington, North. And as usual, if we can help you move in, move out, move up, or move on, just give us a call. We're always here waiting to help. We love serving your family. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.